The painting we're going to look at is going to be called Blue Atmosphere. And first I want to tell you about the artist. The artist is named Helen Frankenthaler. Repeat after me. Ahem. Helen Frankenthaler painted Blue Atmosphere. All right, so Helen Frankenthaler lived from 1928 to 2011. She was an American artist. She lived in New York. Her style was abstract expressionism. And the interesting thing about her style is that she developed a new method of painting, which involved pouring turpentine-thinned paint in watery washes onto the raw canvas so that it soaked into the fabric weave, becoming one with it. She also was known for creating woodcut prints, and I'll show you one of those in a minute. But first, I just wanted you to focus on this interesting photo. Here's Helen sitting in one of her studios where she has these huge paintings surrounding her. She liked to pour her paint on in thin washes to make interesting abstract paintings. All right, so abstract means that she's not trying to make it look realistic. Her paintings are not supposed to look like a photograph of something or resemble something. Usually with abstract art, you kind of just get a feeling of what the artist is trying to tell us. And we can kind of look at abstract art and see what we want to see because it doesn't have to be a certain thing. All right, so here is one of her woodcut prints. Now, a print is when you put paint or ink on something and then you press it onto the paper or the canvas and then you take it off. Like if you've ever used a rubber stamp to stamp something, that's the same kind of thing as a print. So what Helen did was she would use wood and she would carve it in different ways and then she would put paint on it and stamp it or press it onto her canvas. So I want you to notice, how do you know that this is made from wood? Do you see these lines right here? Those lines look kind of like wood grain. And if you've ever seen a tree cut across the middle, it makes like these circular rings. And so I think that might be how she got that circular pattern. Now, we've been learning about warm colors and cool colors. So when you look at this one, by the way, this painting is called Radius, and this one's actually hanging up in the Minneapolis Institute of Arts, which is nearby. But when you look at this, where do you see cool colors? In fact, most of this painting feels like a cool color painting. Do you see green? I see lots of dark green in the middle. Do you see like a greenish blue? Sometimes we call it turquoise. That color is on the edges over here. That's one of my favorite colors. Do you see black? Black is a neutral color, but it sometimes gives us a cool feeling. And white can be kind of a cool color too because it reminds us of snow. Let's see. Where in this picture do you see warm colors? Are there any reds, yellows, or oranges? What I love about this print is that it has a warm color right smack dab in the middle. It's what we call the focal point. It's different from the rest of the colors, and so our eye goes right to it. The other focal point, or the other warm color that grabs our attention, is this yellow line down here. It's horizontal. And the other thing that makes it interesting is it's different than all of the circular movements of the other colors. So these are all going in a circular pattern, while this yellow line goes straight across horizontally. And that makes for variety. It makes our eye go, oh, that's interesting. That's different. All right, so those are some of the things I wanted you to notice in this picture called Radius. Now I want you to focus on the painting for today called Blue Atmosphere. Here's a picture of it right here. All right, so my first question, does the painting show an object that you would see in real life? Like when you look at this painting, do you go, oh, that's a horse? Or, oh, that looks like a tree? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any kind of objects in it that we're supposed to recognize. It just has blotches of color. That's why we call it an abstract painting. Okay, let's talk warm and cool colors. Where do you see cool colors? Cool colors, remember, are blue, green, and purple. Do you see some blue, really dark blue over here? And there's some medium blue here and some light blue. And then down here, it looks like the blue kind of mixed with the red and made a purplish color. So those are where the darkest cool colors are. Do you see warm colors in this painting? Ah, of course, those beautiful reds and oranges right here are definitely warm colors. And you can even see that Helen Frankenthaler used yellow paint right here. But as it was mixing in with the other colors around it, it kind of turned orange because yellow and red mixed together to make orange. So there's a good mixture of warm and cool colors in this painting. I bet that was really fun to make. I love how it said that Helen would mix her paint with this turpentine chemical to make it thin so that she could pour it and it could kind of blend together. All right, now let's talk about the title. This painting is called Blue Atmosphere. Do you know what an atmosphere is? Atmosphere is the layer of gases that surround our planet Earth. It's like what we see when we look up in the sky. And so the atmosphere is always kind of changing and blowing and clouds are floating through it. So this reminds me, like when these colors are all kind of blending together, it reminds me of what it would look like up in the clouds or in the atmosphere.